story that I want to share is about the one time recently, 2 years ago, when God said no. After so many things in my life has happened, when God has answered so many prayers, always saying yes, always getting me through all the hard times. This time God said no, and I just want to share that story of how He brought me through that time. So 2 years ago, that was 2021, my brother was getting married. He is my full brother with my mom. He's my only brother with my mom. I have other siblings, but we are half siblings. And so growing up, he was not always in the right path with God. He wasn't always doing the right thing. And so for about 5 years, I want to say, or more, I prayed for him every day, every night, and hoping that he would find God again, hoping that he would come back to Christ. And I didn't see anything happening. He still was doing the same foolishness that he liked to do, and there was no breakthrough. I didn't see any changes in his life after 5 years. When all of a sudden I got a call from my mom because I was out of the country, and he said he had his breakthrough. And I remember getting off the phone with her afterwards, just being in tears about finally God answering my prayer for my brother to come back to Him. And it was just a really powerful time. And after that time, because me and my brother were never really, we were close growing up, but then there was a period in our teenage years where we kind of separated and kind of drifted apart in our own worlds. Being in the same world, because we both played football, but we lived two different lives growing up in our teenage years. And when I got home after he was finally, touched by God, we kind of gained our relationship back. For the first time, I remember in 2020, for the first time in 8 years, I gave my brother a hug. And just having that feeling, just remembering that feeling kind of brings back some good but like sad good memories about that intimate moment that I shared with him, even if it was just like for 5 seconds, because we were never that close in our teenage years. And so I said, well, my brother now has a girlfriend. He looks like he's doing good. It looks like I felt the peace from the Lord, like, yes, I think this is the girl that he's going to marry. So I have to be there for him, and I have to be with him in the wedding. And it's a joke that I share with my other siblings as well, because I told him that I didn't even get an invitation to his wedding, because he called me one day and he's like, hey, so you're going to be my best man for my wedding? And I was like, well, what if I don't want to be your best man, and I would like an invitation to make that decision for myself. He never really gave me that option. He called me and told me, hey, you're being my best man at my wedding. And I was very excited, to finally see my brother moving on and finally seeing him with the woman that he was supposed to spend the rest of his life with. Because, believe me, I meet a lot of girlfriends when he be younger, and I know I like none of them. None of them girlfriends when he had the, I'll let it there. But, this young lady is just an amazing, amazing young lady, just wonderful person, loves God, loves Him, loves herself, and is confident of who she is in Christ. And so I was really happy for them. And so I was planning a trip to go, of course, for his wedding, because his wedding wasn't here in Belize, it was in the US, because he married a white girl. He lived far now, and so his wedding was in the US. And I was flying separate from my parents. They weren't flying with me. I was going to my other brother so we could drive to his wedding. And I remember being at the airport in Houston. I flew into Houston airport, and I had a problem with my visa when I got there. And they took me in this room and questioned me about my visa and all that. And they said, it's showing here in the system that your visa got canceled. And I was like, what do you mean my visa got canceled? And they told me you overstayed by a day last year during COVID, as I got stuck in the US during COVID, so I couldn't come home. And that was a whole other story that I probably won't share this morning, but um, they had me in this place. I couldn't call anyone. I couldn't communicate with no one. They took away my phone. They took away my passport. I had no means of communicating with my brother that was supposed to pick me up. And I remember just praying. I'm like, well, God, you've got me out of these situations so many times. I've seen you come through. I've seen you perform miracles in my life that people would say was impossible. So this won't be any different. I'll just wait, and I'll see your glory, and I'll see your presence come through in this place, and they'll be like, all right, don't worry about it, we'll let you through, and you can go about your way. But I waited there for 3 hours, and they called me up to talk to me. I answered some questions, then they sat me back down, and after the 6th hour of me being in the room, they told me, they said, sir, sorry, but we can't let you go in the US. And of course I was shocked, because I didn't believe it. I didn't believe that God wouldn't come through. So I said, oh, maybe they'll find some reason for me to go in. So I shared with them why I was going. And yeah, it was a long night of me just waiting after hearing that news. And I remember just thinking, God, how can this happen? I'm supposed to be at my brother's wedding. This is my last brother's wedding, because my other brother got married already. But I have to be there. I have to be there with my brother, because I'm the best man. I'm supposed to be there with him. And just thinking, just getting I was just getting overwhelmed in that time. And so I went to the bathroom, because I was like, I'm amongst all these other people that are kind of having trouble getting into the US. So I don't want to be around so many people. So I went into the restroom, and I remember just getting down on my knees and just starting to cry. I just wept in the bathroom, pleading with God to please work something out, do something, because I need to be there with my brother. And I just started praying, and somehow the prayer of pain kind of left, and I started getting this peace from the Lord, saying, just trust in me and trust in my will, and everything will work out. And so I got up and I said, all right, God, I'll trust you. And I went out, and I was there all night in that room. There were no beds, there were no couches, there were just chairs like these without the cushions on them. It was iron, just a metal chair, very uncomfortable. It was very cold.